Hey there, this is Matt Petrowski for ScoutTrackr. In this video, I'm just about to leave to Philmont, and we're going to take a look at how I'm taking what I'm taking. Let's take a look. All right, now the first thing is, how are you going to travel? And this big guy right here, dun dun dun, that is a giant duffel bag that I'm taking. It's from North Star is the name of the company. They've got a number of sizes, and that's because I'm taking more than just my backpack in here. I've actually got some of the crew gear that I have to take. So my backpack is taking up a certain amount. We're going to see that. And then I've got crew gear, and let's take a look. All right, so first off, what I've got is I've got a strap that I'm using here. It's basically just a tie down or a cinch strap. I'm using that, it's just one of those regular little guys. I'm using that in order to basically secure the backpack within the large duffel bag because stuff's gonna move around. Now on our trip out, we're actually taking the train out, but then we're taking a plane back. So baggage handlers at airports, you pretty much know that they can be pretty rough with stuff. So you wanna secure stuff in here. Now what we're gonna see is I've got my two smart water that I'm taking. I'm not doing Nalgene. I know somebody said, oh, Philmont says that they're sustainable. Well, I've been using these for basically my past 20 trips. They are, I'm actually going only on weekends, so they're not too dirty, they're not too bad. I think that's pretty sustainable, given that the plastic's gonna take forever to erode. Now in here, I've got just an empty cardboard box. Because we're going on the train, I can afford to leave this opened up. The reason that I don't have it collapsed is because I've got the space for it. Now what's this for? This is for shipping our fuel back home because we're taking a plane. On the plane, they don't want you to take your fuel canisters, your fuel, you know, if you're doing white gas like we are, then they don't want you to do that. So I've got that. So I've got some snacks for the train, which I'm gonna be eating. I also have my trekking poles inside as well. In here, the crew gear portion is here in the front. We're opting to do our own 8-quart pot because this one is lighter, presumably from what I hear, than what we find at Philmont. You can see that I basically just have some strapping, some lashing here on top, and that is basically keeping the contents of this closed because inside of this, if we open it up really quickly, you will see that I've basically got some more of our crew gear, a little bit of rope, and this is actually my travel bag. So the way that I'm traveling is I am traveling with the day bag. I'm using that for my off-trail days, the days that I'm in New Mexico the day before and then the day after when we're departing. So you want a fresh set of clothes either for while you're traveling there and when you're gonna get back off the trail. If you can get one of those showers, don't know if they're warm, that's gonna be really nice right there. And that's just a bunch of just underwear, shorts, shirts, you get it. I have our stove. We've got a pretty big stove. I'll go ahead and open that up. The reason I've got it wrapped in the towel is basically just to protect it during travel. It's the Bell style. This is the Primus Omni Fuel. It's a stove that I already had and I opted to take it. I've got the empty fuel canister in here. We're doing white gas on this particular one. The other two stoves that we're bringing are just your isobutane canisters. You can also see that I've got an MSR. This is a dromedary, and that is basically for being able to carry our 2.5 gallons or our 10 liters is what this is. And then we've got my backpack, and that's pretty much the rest of what is going on in here. In fact, what we're going to do is I'll pull my backpack. I have tried really hard, guys, to get this down as light as I could. The first video that I did, I was right at 20 pounds, but I really didn't have some of the other things that I wanted to have. This, unfortunately, when we take a look at this, I think that's going to show up. It looks like 25 or 20, what is that, 26? It hasn't really popped yet because I keep moving it. But it's right around that 26 mark. I wanted to get this as light as I could, but that was the best I could do. But there's a lot of nice luxuries and extras in here. We're going to go through the pack and I'll show you what I'm taking to Philmont. All right, and looks like I was actually fibbing on that. I don't know what I was doing with the scale here, but 28.9, so we're basically just shy of 30 pounds. I wanted so badly to carry a 20-pound bag, not including my consumables. And so where I'm at right here with this is the 30. I've gotten this down as light as I can get it down, I think, for Philmont, given that I have to take extra gear. Anytime you go to Philmont, you're carrying crew gear, you're carrying gear because you're responsible for the kids. I've got a 1-pound first aid kit in here. So there's just unfortunate, but you're gonna see that there's a lot of extras that I have in this. For the 30 pounds that I am carrying, that's without the consumables. So I'll have water, 2.2 on each of your 1 liters. I'm carrying 2 liters, and then I also have capacity for more. But then food, so whatever that's gonna add to my pack. In my previous video, I was going with the Exos 48, but you can see right here that I've switched to the Exos 58. That was based on a comment that was in the remarks. I'll do a review on the backpacks that I've tried out this far. I have a Deuter Act Light. I was gonna take that. Reason I'm taking this one, it is 2 pounds less than the Deuter Act 65 Plus, Act Light Plus, whatever it is. I also tried the Crown 2 60, and I'll do a review of that, compare all 3 bags, but really, this one, I love their airspeed. Right here, they have in the back. You can see it's got this, I don't know if you can see that mesh. First off, it keeps it off your back, which is really awesome. I love that in terms of the ventilation, but this whole airspeed thing that Exos does, I'm a really big fan of that. You can see that I've got my little water tucked behind here, my water tube. That's protected for when I'm traveling as well. Go ahead and take a look at the video that I have for that. I basically just push that right into my little 1 liter bottle, and that's what I drink. So let's take a look at the contents of the pack, what I'm actually taking. All right, so let's go through the bag and take a look at what I've got. First off, in the brain, what I've got here. I've got some cord, that's basically cord, and a couple carabiners. That is to carry my solar charger, and that solar charger, unfortunately, is 1 pound in weight. Also, another extra that some of you may not be taking is I've got this really big Anker battery, or Anker. It's a 2100 milliamp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solar charge this, because the solar charger, every once in a while, when you're getting a signal and you plug your phone directly in, the phone will cycle. It'll go like charging and then not charging and then charging and then not charging. That's really annoying. So I'm going to charge a larger battery, and this battery will give me a ton of charges. Plus, I'm taking the camera that you're watching this on right now, and I have a GPS tracker. In here, I just have a regular buff wool, and I've got my flashlight right there and just my couple of cords. You notice this is in a gallon bag. If you've not headed out to Philmont, you should know that during the time when Philmont runs, during the summer, it's monsoon season, and keeping things dry is pretty important, as we're going to see once I get into the main compartment. Toiletries, I've got a deuce of spades here, super light trowel, sanitizer, and then some wipes. This is basically my toilet kit. They do provide toilet paper. There's that tracker. I'm using an InReach in order to send some text messages and keep up. A little bit of cordage just in case. I've got a bandana for washing up. Actually, for washing up, this is what I've decided to use. I'm going to bring a towel that I'm going to use over and over, and I'll use a 1 gallon bag in order to rinse this out and then get it clean with new water, and then wash it out, and every night then dump out that dirty water. And I figure I'm going to use this. I have gone with, in the past, wipes, but I think I'm going to try the towel in terms of getting all that Philmont dirt and dust off. Got the little cam snaps on there. I hate spillage, so this is basically just a bottle of Dr. Bronner's, unscented, in a little vet medical thing right there, because I've had stuff spill in my bag and I really don't like it. This pretty big knife. You probably don't need this, but you know what's really cool about this is actually pretty light. This is, if it focuses there, you can see right there, it is a Mora knife. I believe is what it is. But what is really nice is the tang only comes so far in, and it's actually lighter than most knives, but you get a lot more distance for cutting food. It's just one that I take when I go backpacking other times, and I think I'm just going to take this one too. They may say, oh my gosh, that's too long of a knife. You don't need that. I do have the Sawyer Squeeze filtration. I also have this cool little bag in here. It's the little Sea to Summit 10-liter bag. We've used this a couple of times on our pre-hikes. I don't know if that'll actually come out through the meshing there. I'm not going to take it out. But this is really cool for filling up and being able to take it to wherever you are if you want to if you don't want to filter at the source. This is just like a little ShamWow, it's 3/4 of it or half of it. And this, again, a lot of extra weight. Don't know why I'm taking this much weight, but this is basically Leukotape, which is really good for blisters. I'm probably taking it because we've got a close to full crew, and that's what we're going to want to do for blisters, or that's what I'm going to suggest for blisters. Now, like I said, the first time that we did this, I had filled up my Exos 48. And it turns out that I wanted a little bit more room. The suggestion was good on the comments, and so I went ahead and used that suggestion. You can see here that what I'm doing is full garbage bag. This is a 42-gallon garbage bag, so it's actually a little taller than maybe it needs to be, but I do not like having wet stuff. So even though you're going to see that I've got extra protection here in terms of water, I really don't want any of my stuff to get wet. So for the cost of a 42-gallon contractor bag, 3 mil, some people say they like white because you can see your stuff in it better. Other people have said they like the compactor over the contractor bag. Really, I think what's necessary is the thickness in terms of getting rips. Putting stuff in and out for 10 days, that's what you want to be able to protect. Now, I normally wear this during the day. When it starts to get cool, this is basically just a long sleeve shirt. It is my, I sometimes put this out on the outside of the bag and make it available to me if I want sun protection or if I just want it for the temperature. Now here's luxury item number 1. I am taking this, what is it, A-Light Mayfly chair. Let's see if it gets focus on that. Maybe it does. I don't know. But it is basically the A-Light Mayfly chair. They also have a Monarch, which is the one without the stand underneath, but this is a 2-pound little beast. I figure, I actually read on Backpacking Light forums, hey, you're on vacation, so, you know, if you want to be comfortable, take a chair. So I'm suffering 2 pounds there for that. This is also a little bit extra. Again, you can see that I'm really paranoid about the things leaking. This is basically just my sunscreen that is inside a smart water bottle filter with another one. Who knows how much weight this is actually taking, just the extra bags. Not too much, but that's me. I got the full 8 ounces for people who have forgotten theirs or what. I would never take that much on a regular trip myself. There are my wipes right there. Taking the good old dude wipes for cleanup. Not for the dirt so much as that's for personal, for when I don't want to use their toilet paper that they provide. Here's another pound right here, but I have to take it because I am doing all of my tracking using Gaia GPS on my phone, so I'm constantly recharging my iPhone 6S, and I'm also charging the GPS, the inReach that we saw, and this camera. So a lot to charge for me. Now this, you can see in here that this is all the space that I have for the food, whereas the previous video that I did with the Exos 48, I just didn't have that amount. There's 610, I forget how you say it, volume available. The difference between the 58 and the 48 is 610, and it definitely gives me the space that I need in order to carry my food. All the rest of this stuff is all of the essentials. This is the bag that I'm going to use to separate my food out. I basically just have an op sack here with some, these are my extras for the trail with a few Gatorade gummies, some emergency for anyone who gets altitude sickness or just to replace some of your minerals. One Promax bar, I've got tea in here, and a few other little things that I enjoy on the trail. Personally, This is about 1 pound extra in terms of what I'm currently weighing, but of course this will decrease, so I do have some consumables counted into that 28 or 29 pounds. This right here is my clothing. I don't know what, I think this comes out to about 3 pounds. I love this Sea to Summit E-Vent, they call it EVAC E-Vent bag. What's cool is the bottom of it allows the air to get pressed out. And so with that, you don't really have to do this whole song and dance of, you know, trying to roll it, squeeze the air out, and then pull it back up and roll it back down. You basically just shove all the stuff in and just squeeze it. All the air comes out, but then it's waterproof, you know, from the opposite direction. This is my cook kit. I don't know how much it weighs, but inside here I've basically just got a 110 gram little canister of fuel. I've got the SnowMax, the Snow Peak Light Max, I think that's what it's called, a lighter, a spoon, and other things. I will show this in another video. What I've got going there. This is probably extra. It's a hat. I wear normally a Tilly hat, but this one, when it's raining, I like to have this one in particular just because it's got a long bill and it sticks out, and that way my hood, my rain hood goes over. And we are going, when we're going, it looks like the current weather forecast for us coming up is to rain. Ditty bag right here. I'll have to go through this. This is a really nice bag. I love shoving everything into this one ditty bag. And this is from Equinox. Let's see if it focuses on that. Yeah, there you go. Like this one, it's lightweight and allows me to store all of my stuff. It's really big and puffy because in here I have a garbage bag that I use with a the top cap of a bottle and the top of the bottle cut off for a air sac to be able to attach onto my sleeping pad and then push into that rather than having to breathe in my moist air and invoking mold and whatever else. Philmont wants you to bring some Ziploc bags. Mostly it's for putting all of your clothes in order to keep them wet, but I've just got these extra for trash and whatever else as well. So that's a little bit of extra weight. I've got tent stakes, and then I also have a connector, which is a 2-piece connector where you put your trekking poles in on the opposing ends. I decided to change my sleep system going out because I wanted a little bit more room. This is way heavier than it could be. In fact, I'm really looking forward to possibly swapping out with a Nemo, I think it's a Nemo Tensor, but this is an all-season Thermarest. I think it's an X-Lite, but it comes in at 1 pound 9 ounces. It's the older version. It's not the version where you can, you know, get the air in and then press it in. In fact, that one's actually a little bit heavier than this one, I think. And I just made my own little bag for this. No stuff sack on this, just basically throwing it in. Inside here, a sleeping bag. One thing I like about doing this is you can see that this Sea to Summit 8-liter bag, you can see that it's actually really pretty narrow. It's not big and round, it's smaller and longer, and I really like that because it allows me, I don't put it this way down in the bottom of the bag. I can actually put it in this side, slide it down vertically, and that allows me to stack all kinds of other things in here. And in here I have the Enlightened equipment. I think it's the Enigma. Yeah, it's the, not the other one. It's the, I have the Enigma with the closed toe box. And I also have a Goose Feet Gear pillow cover and a Sea to Summit. This is basically a pillow and sleeping bag in this one bag, and I love it how it compacts so small and fits right in the bottom of the bag. And as we get to the bottom, this is basically, you can see all this stuff is like double protected. Not only am I in this trash bag right here, but then I've got these nylon, or these sill sacks. This is a Sea to Summit Nano 2-liter, which is actually holding my Ghost Whisperer. It's like a 7-ounce down lightweight jacket, and that's my thermal layer. And finally, we have for the tent, I opted to go with this right here. I switched to, it's a tarp system. Philmont says that they don't want tarps, they want a fully enclosed tent. but this is fully enclosed. This goes all the way to the ground, and then I do have bug netting, and I did read on some of the forums of people who have taken things like this. This is the Mega Light, and I'm not taking the pole, and this is actually pretty cool. They consider this a 4-person tarp. Of course, you can only fit 2 adults or maybe 1 adult and 2 kids. I've done that in this. But for the weight and the size, being able to hold that many people is just absolutely awesome. And then for myself personally, because when I go with that, I've got the internet. It comes with an internet, but that internet for that Black Diamond tarp, it weighs in at like 3 pounds. That tarp, this one is about a pound and change. I think it's a pound and a half or something. Very lightweight for the amount of space that you get when you use this. But for me personally, what I've got is some Tyvek here on the bottom. Normally I'll use Polycro, but I have a, I think it's a Solomid XL is what this is from Mountain Laurel Designs. And this is the bug net and then the waterproof bottom for when I'm in the tent and if it starts to rain. And that pretty much clears that out. On the outside, of pretty much the only thing that I'm going to be taking here is I've got a Z-seat thermarest. And then here is my Montbell Peak. But the cool thing about what I have in here is I also have I believe it's a ULA rain skirt. And then I also have the Mountain Laurel Designs Event rain mitts, and they're all wrapped up in the jacket, all in this one little package. The jacket is about 9 ounces, and all total, this is like a full rain gear setup with mitts, the jacket, and the rain skirt, all in this one thing, and I can just pack it out. I am obviously not ultra light on this, but I'm definitely going as light as I can. And finally, I had to take this one because of the 58. Normally I have a rain cover from Equinox, which is lighter than this, but this one is the Deuter, which came with my 65 Plus Act Light, and it's the rain cover that'll actually work with the Exos 58. And I think, for the most part, well, there's that medical bag that I was talking about. Here's that 1 pound medical kit, which is an overstuffed medical kit 7, which has just tons of stuff in it. Imodium, Tums, ibuprofen, all kinds of different stuff that I've supplemented here for the trip. And always need some repairs. I have some zip ties that I keep in here as well. And that brings us down to the 2 pound bag, and that's pretty much it. That's what I've got other than the hip pockets here. Headphones and a few other, a whistle, and a lighter, all in a plastic baggie in the hip pocket here. And then this hip pocket is pretty much empty except for snacks. Actually, there is one thing in here. Because I use my iPhone, I opted to get one of these little bags. You can get them on Amazon. This one just happens to be something called Impow, and it basically will let me put my cell phone in there and be able to still see what's going on when I have this in the cell phone pocket. So that's what I've got for my trip out to Philmont. All right, so there you have it. There is that is my bag dump and how I'm traveling, everything that I'm taking to Philmont. We leave tomorrow to go to Philmont, and I'm going to shoot a video when I get back and talk about all the gear, what I didn't use. Hopefully I'll use everything, or you know, what I wished I would have had. I'm taking all those luxuries that I pointed out, the chair, the solar charger, the battery, all of those extra things. I think I would have been able to get down, if I cut those things and some other things, easily down to 25 or below, which was my target for Philmont. I wanted to take 25 on my back and be able to fill that up with 5 to 7 pounds with your food and your water. Didn't happen, but I'm right there, just shy of 30 for my body weight, which is right around 178. It's actually not too bad. If I could go even more more lightweight, I would. But you know, it is what it is in terms of taking what you want to take. And so there you have it. There's all the gear dumped out, and there's the duffel bag. Oh, you know what? I didn't mention we were replacing floor, so ignore those baseboards that you see all taken off the wall. So I hope that helps you out. This is Matt Petrowski for ScoutTrackr, and until the next video, see you next time.